Hey y'all, how you doing? You like my hair? It's cute. Today I'm gonna be listing my 5 favorite Christmas movies. Now y'all, I love me some Christmas movies, okay? Like, I like a lot, but there's some I watch like all the time. I try to watch all the time, or when they come on, I watch them. So yeah. So first we're gonna start with, the classic, The Grinch Stole Christmas. So, it's basically like he steals their gifts like on Christmas, like Christmas Eve, and then like in the morning they wake up and they realize they get or whatever. And there's one little girl named Cindy Lou. Yeah, Cindy Lou. She finds out that he, stole their gifts or whatever, and so she's trying to convince him to give the gifts back. So he ended up giving the gifts back, right? And he felt bad about what he did. So, he gave the gifts back, and, and they invited him for dinner or whatever, and, he ended up eating dinner with them and became friends with them all over again. He became friends with them, and, it was people he hasn't seen and talked to in a long time, so, he did, become friends with them and talk to them, whatever. So, yeah. So that is The Grinch Stole Christmas. I like the original Grinch. The original Grinch Stole Christmas. The regular The Grinch. So either one, I like both. Cause last night I just watched the cartoon version of The Grinch, and it was good. It was really good. Like, I liked that one. I thought it was interesting. And there's on their little song, the little Christmas song or whatever, I think. Okay, next I have is the holiday calendar. So that's on Netflix. And I watched that last year, and it's basically about this girl who's like a photographer or whatever, and she comes back home. And, she sees her parents and her grandparents or whatever, and her grandparents and them are very happy to see her, and, she takes pictures of, people and stuff, and her grandpa gave her a advent calendar. Yeah, he gave her an advent calendar, and it contained like, all the stuff that she knew when she was younger, or like she liked to do. So he gave her the calendar, and the first few days she didn't notice that all these little wishes was coming true until she figured out at the end that her grandpa had it set up the whole time that that the calendar was making all these wishes come true. Like, I guess her grandpa knew it was like magical, and he gave it to her. So she finds out later on and find out that this guy who she knew since she was younger, they ended up being together, and it was a cute movie. I really had enjoyed the movie. It was a nice movie. I liked it. It was very interesting, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend watch it. So yeah, it's a real good Christmas movie. Next movie we have is This Christmas. I just watched that with my mom. Literally, my mom just finished watching it. It was a good movie. I like that movie because, it shows how, families spend time together on Christmas or whatever. And so basically what happened was, they went to their mom's house for Christmas or whatever, and, they spent time together and ate and laughed and talked, and, they seen each other or whatever. And so, they had a bunch of family issues going on, but, they was overcoming it or whatever, and, they was all the problems or whatever. And but the whole part of the movie was that they got to spend Christmas together, and they had fun together and everything, and it kind of found out that they that's all they need is family or whatever. And it was a good movie. I liked it a lot. Next I have is The Holiday. Now, I watched that I just watched that not too long ago, and it's basically about, it has Cameron Diaz, I think. Yeah, Cameron Diaz. It has her and the other lady. I can't remember her name, but it's about them two. And Cameron Diaz, I think she lives in Florida or something in the movie. In the movie, I think she lives in Florida or no. The other lady live in London, and they found each other online, and they wanted to switch houses for the weekend. So they switched houses, and Cameron Diaz, she wasn't used to the cold or whatever, so she had to adjust to it. And the other lady wasn't used to being in a hot environment, so they wanted to see how Christmas was somewhere else. So the lady went to the Sunshine State, and the other lady went to London. And during this experience, they had the house to themselves or whatever. And experience, they met two guys. So the dude that Cameron Diaz met was the lady friend or something, I can't remember. And the lady who's at Cameron Diaz's house, she met her friend or whatever. And so, they met each other or whatever. And so, they started hanging out every day and, getting to know about each other. And so, during the end of the movie, they ended up, I think Cameron Diaz stayed in London and the other lady stayed in like Florida or something, I can't remember. But they ended up falling in love with the guys that was there, They ended up falling in love. And it was a happy ever after movie. Like, I really liked it. It was really good. It wasn't like, nothing boring. It was actually a really good holiday movie. So next is the Santa Claus 2. So I like all three. I like Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna talk about 2 and 3. Okay, the Santa Claus 2 is good because like first movie he had just became Santa Claus or whatever, And so, his son, he told his son and his son was excited. I think he was like younger. Yeah, he was like a little, little kid, a little younger, like 4 or 5 or whatever. And, he found out his dad was Santa Claus. And so, he told his mom, and his mom didn't believe Santa Claus. And, none of his friends believed that he was Santa Claus either. So what he did was he came to get them in the sleigh. Yeah, he came to get them in the sleigh. And, he took them to the North Pole. And, it was a good movie. And he, his friends like thought he was lying or whatever. This man, and I guess that Christmas night he ended up he had scared Santa Claus off the roof or something. I can't remember. And and that's how he became Santa Claus. And that movie is so good. Like, Charlie grew up and he was being Santa Claus for 8 years, and so he had a wife by this point. So he was married to Mrs. Claus at this point. Yeah, he was married, and Charlie was a little older. And what happened was that he was like, he was like, Charlie need to get his act together because he was on the naughty list. And he found out his son was on the naughty list. He wasn't too happy about it. He had told him to change his act and get it together, or you're not gonna get any presents or whatever. And so that's what he did. And so the Santa Claus 3, now that one's a good one. That one has Jack Frost in it. Okay, so what happened? He hated, well, Jack Frost didn't like him or whatever. So what happened was he had his parents up there. Yeah, I think he had his mom, dad, and whatnot up there at the North Pole. And they was laughing, talking, whatever. And so during the time of the movie, he found out that Jack Frost was coming, and he was like, no, and and so Jack Frost was like, no, I'm not gonna do nothing stupid. And the whole time Jack Frost, he wanted to be Santa Claus. So what he did was he made him stuck. Oh, he took something that he had for like the Santa suit or something. I can't remember. He took a snow globe or something, and he like it, and he made him go back to where he was at, to be a normal man. And he had to find a way to get back to North Pole to be Santa Claus again, because Jack Frost had turned into Santa Claus, and he had turned all the elves against him, and it was crazy. And so during that time in the movie, he found a way up there. He found out what Jack Frost was doing. Like Jack Frost was treating the elves like crap. Like he wasn't taking care of them, and during the end of the movie, he ended up finding whatever he was supposed to find, and for the movie, and Jack give it up. So Jack was like, no, 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 I'm not gonna, you know, give up being Santa Claus. I wanted to be Santa Claus forever. And, you know, they ended up hashing out their things or whatever. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna give being Santa up. And so what happened was they, you know, had a little argument about it, and Jack Frost eventually went away. Santa Claus, and that was it. It's a real good movie. I like all three of those. I also like the Polar Express too, but I have not seen that in a minute. Like, it's basically okay. So like the Polar Express is basically like this little boy is gonna meet Santa Claus or something. He wanted to meet him or whatever. So you know he went to sleep, and then one day he woke up or something, like during the time he woke up, and he heard a train, and he was like, and so he went on it, and the man was like, this is the Polar Express, and he was like, no, I don't got no ticket or something. I think he really did have a ticket. That's the guy name, that's the little boy name in the movie, Charlie. So he, gets on the train, he gets on the train, and, you know, he has hot chocolate, and he's, you know, meeting these other kids that's on the Polar Express at night. And, you know, they have this, like, thing at the end or whatever. And, you know, they had all the tickets. And, you know, each time they got off, each time they got on, he had put a letter on there. And then, you know, he spelled it during that time, you know, to get on the train or whatever. And so the whole time, you know, they had hot chocolate, and they did the hot chocolate dance. Like, the man was like, hot, hot, oh, hot chocolate, hot, hot, oh, hot chocolate, hot, hot. Hot chocolate, hot chocolate song. I love that song. Okay, don't judge me. Into each other, and he sees this kid who didn't have a ticket. I think, yeah, he didn't have a ticket or whatever. So, like, can he get on the train? And the man was like, no, because he don't have a ticket. So the little boy snuck on. I think he snuck on, and it was like, you know, he wanted to get on, you know, because he wanted to see what it was about. And so this girl, the black girl, and the other little boy became friends in the movie, and, you know, they went to go see, you know, they go on this little journey or whatever, you know, to the North Pole, and they went to go see Santa Claus. So during the journey, they were like, they had got off the train. Yeah, they had got off the train, and they were like, but I would have known if 3 kids was gone. I would easily know. You know, they ended up talking to other people. Excuse me, sorry y'all. So they found the room where they like record the tapes or whatever. So, you know, they was back there, whatever, and, you know, they wasn't really supposed to be back there. So then as they go through the journey, you know, they finally came to where Santa Claus was, and he gave the boy a bell, and when he shook the bell, you know, like when he shook the bell, he heard the bells, all the bells at the North Pole ring, and, you know, Santa Claus had told him to keep it or whatever, and he did, and, you know, it was a nice experience for the movie, and I actually liked that movie. I used to watch it all the time when I was younger. Right? So I will talk to y'all tomorrow when I gotta do my next video. Bye. How you doing? So I'm about to finish editing, you know, but, you know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I will be posting every week. I'm gonna try, y'all. I'm gonna try, okay? Bye.